In the heart of the Windy City, Chicago, back in the early 70s, a musical phenomenon was taking shape. A trio of ambitious souls, Dennis DeYoung, Chuck Panozzo and John Panozzo, came together to form a band originally known as the Tradewinds. Their music was a breath of fresh air. It was different, it was captivating, and it was all set to take the music industry by storm. Dennis DeYoung, a vocalist and keyboardist, was the driving force behind the band's unique sound. His powerful vocals and charismatic stage presence would later become synonymous with their identity. Chuck and John Panozzo, the rhythm section of the band, were not just the backbone of the band's sound but also of the band itself. Their brotherly bond and shared passion for music were the glue that held the band together, especially in the early days. But the band was not destined to be known as the Tradewinds for long. The trio's fascination with mythology and the unknown took them on a quest for a new name. They found their answer in Styx, the mythological river that forms the boundary between Earth and the underworld in Greek mythology. The name resonated with their adventurous spirit and their music's mystical undertones, encapsulating their ethos perfectly. It was a bold move, but one that would shape their destiny. And so, in 1972, the Tradewinds metamorphosed into Styx. The name change wasn't just about rebranding, it was a statement of intent. It was a declaration that they were not just another rock band. They were explorers, venturing into the unknown and bringing back musical treasures for their listeners. They were ready to leave their mark in the annals of rock music. So, with a new name and a fresh determination, Styx was ready to take on the world of rock music. Styx's journey to stardom wasn't a straight path. It was a road filled with twists, turns, and a whole lot of rock and roll. The band began as a group of talented musicians with a shared dream, but they quickly found that talent and dreams alone wouldn't cut it in the competitive world of rock music. They needed something more. They needed a hit. In the early years, Styx faced their fair share of struggles. Despite their best efforts, they had difficulty gaining the recognition they felt they deserved. They released album after album, each one showcasing their unique blend of progressive rock, hard rock, and pop, but none seemed to resonate with a wide audience. It was a time of frustration, of trial and error, but most importantly, of growth. In the midst of this struggle, Styx's determination never wavered. They continued to experiment with their sound, pushing the boundaries of what was expected in rock music. They weren't just trying to fit into the music scene, they were trying to redefine it. Then, in 1977, everything changed. Styx released The Grand Illusion, an album that would serve as their breakthrough. This album captured the attention of both critics and fans alike. It was a bold, ambitious project, and it paid off. The Grand Illusion was more than just an album, it was a statement. It showcased Styx's unique sound, a fusion of progressive rock, hard rock and pop that set them apart from the other bands of the time. The success of The Grand Illusion propelled Styx into the limelight. It marked the end of their struggle for recognition and the beginning of their rise to fame. The band that had once struggled to find its place in the music scene was now at the forefront of it. With The Grand Illusion, Styx had not only found their sound, but also their place in the rock music scene. They were no longer just another band, they were Styx, a name that would soon become synonymous with rock music itself. In the late 70s and early 80s, Styx was a force to be reckoned with in the rock music world. They were the embodiment of the progressive rock genre, delivering a fusion of hard rock and soft ballads that resonated with legions of fans. Their music was not just listened to, it was experienced. During this golden era, Styx churned out a string of hit singles that became anthems for a generation. Songs such as Renegade, Babe, The Best of Times, and Too Much Time on My Hands, just to name a few. Each tune was a masterpiece brimming with powerful lyrics, infectious melodies, and the unique, harmonious blend of voices that was the band's signature. But it wasn't just about the singles. The albums they released during this period were nothing short of phenomenal. From The Grand Illusion in 1977 to Paradise Theater in 1981, each album was a journey, a story told through music. And the world was listening, with each release selling in the millions. And then there was the crowning achievement. Styx became the first band in history to have 4 consecutive albums certified multi-platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. This was no small feat, it was a testament to their talent, their vision, and their ability to connect with fans on a profound level. Yes, during this golden era, Styx was more than just a band. They were a phenomenon. They were rock royalty, gracing the covers of magazines, dominating radio airwaves, and selling out arenas around the globe. They had reached a level of success that few bands could only dream of. But with such monumental success came the inevitable pressure. The expectations were sky high and the demands were relentless. As the saying goes, the higher you climb, the harder you fall. Styx was on top of the world, but as they say, what goes up must come down. But that's a story for another time. For now, let's bask in the glory of Styx's golden era, a time when they truly ruled the rock world. The 80s brought about change and turmoil for Styx, both in their music and their lineup. This was a time of transformation, a time of rebirth. The band's sound started to evolve, moving away from their traditional rock roots towards a more synthesizer-heavy sound. It was a daring move, a leap into the unknown, but with change comes resistance, and this new direction was not welcomed by all. The shift in the band's musical style began to cause tension within the group. This was no longer the Styx that some members had signed up for. The music that once united them was now driving a wedge between them. Disagreements over the band's creative direction started to surface, creating a rift that would be hard to mend. The internal strife reached a tipping point when key members of the band decided to part ways. These departures were a huge blow to Styx. They were not just losing band members, they were losing friends, brothers in arms. It was a devastating time, a time of uncertainty. With the departure of these key members, the band found themselves at a crossroads. They were left with a difficult decision to make. Do they continue on without their comrades, or do they call it quits? After much deliberation, the band decided to take a hiatus in 1984. It was a painful decision, but it was one they felt they had to make. This period of turmoil and transformation marked a significant turning point in the band's history. It was a time of loss, but it was also a time of growth. It forced the remaining members to reassess their values, their goals, and their commitment to the band. It seemed like the end of an era for Styx, but little did the world know, they were far from done. This was not the end of their journey, but rather the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter filled with resilience, reinvention, and a renewed passion for music. And as we'll see in the next part of our journey, Styx would rise again, stronger and more determined than ever. Just like the mythical river they were named after, Styx proved to be resilient, withstanding the test of time. This band, which has seen its share of ups and downs, found its way back to each other and back to the music. In the 90s, the band reunited, proving that their bond and their music were stronger than any differences they may have had in the past. Not only did they come back, but they did so with a bang. Their music was still as captivating, their performances as electrifying, and their fans as loyal as ever. The resurgence was not just a nostalgic trip down memory lane, but a testament to their timeless appeal and unwavering talent. Moving into the new millennium, Styx continued to ride the wave of success. Their concerts were sellout events, with fans spanning multiple generations coming together to celebrate the band's enduring legacy. This wasn't just a band from the 70s and 80s making a comeback. This was a band that had evolved with time while staying true to their roots. Their influence on rock music remained undeniable. Styx's sound, a unique blend of hard rock and progressive elements, continued to inspire and influence countless artists. The band's commitment to their craft, their ability to put on a great show, and their timeless music ensured that they remained relevant, even in a music scene that was continuously evolving. In 2015, their enduring influence and contributions to rock music were officially recognized when they were inducted into the Ultimate Classic Rock Hall of Fame. This was a well-deserved acknowledgement of a band that had not only made great music, but had also significantly shaped the rock music landscape. From their formation to their rise to fame through turmoil and transformation, Styx has left an indelible mark on rock history, proving that true rock and roll is indeed timeless.